I saved as a clutch vict here. I guess that's what we can do right now. We'll go over this match. What I can do is like a we'll do gameplay. And I'll kind of go over what happened and what I saw. There we go. What was on my mind and stuff like that, decisions I made. I have not rewatched this, so some of it I'm probably just gonna have to guess as I'm going, like, not gonna lie, but or for the most part I might remember what I did or why I was doing it. My main focus for half of this match was actually the quest for Valeria. So I think I landed, if I'm not mistaken, I landed somewhere close to the reels. What in the world? Why is it doing like that on the playback? That's so weird. Or maybe I did both bosses. I can't even remember. I may have did both this one. I think I may have did both bosses in this match. Nisha and Valeria. I think I took them both out. Either that or I ran from here. I can't remember. Yeah, I dropped in here, grabbed up. All I had was like the society people like messing with me. At first. Filled it up. I really wasn't worried about them. I think he made his way over here, and I can't remember if I went ahead and killed him or not. Because he was trying to get in. I think I just left him alone and went on. Yeah, that's what I did. I believe I started seeing footsteps when I got up right around here. I wasn't completely sure if it was a player or just one of the NPCs. That's the only difficult thing about, you know, playing one of these. Just trying to collect up weapons, ammo. I think at this point I had seen somebody or heard footsteps. Nisha or Misha, whatever her name is. I think I kind of activated her shortly here. Yeah, because she was right down here at the bottom. That's basically what I was focusing in on, was her. I'm taking her out. I heard somebody coming up from behind me, so I was trying to play away from that as much as I could. And she was just, for some reason, it was seeming like it was taking forever for me to get her dead, man. I think she was healing on me a little bit too. And then I think at this point, a third person had come up. I think they slid in on me right here. Or maybe, no, it was her. I think it slid back in, yeah. Finally took her out here. This is when I knew there was somebody else here. Did some little side shoulder peeks. They tried to slide in on me, but I was still able to get alright. Got them taken out. Decided to swap to this pump. Get myself back up. So that was, you know, what I was pretty much doing there, was just doing the right shoulder peek as much as possible. You know, sometimes I'm do it effectively, sometimes I don't. You know, you know, these things that you know would do you best, you know, in playing, but sometimes, you know, sometimes you do it well, sometimes you don't. Somebody was zip lining back and forth across the zip line there. I thought they were going to come in on me, but they didn't. And then all of a sudden I heard the zip line go again, and they went back across. So I don't think I worried about them. I was trying to then make my way, because I knew I needed to go on to Valeria. Or Valerie, whatever her name is. Yeah, that's where the zip line went again. I watched them go across. I was like, okay, you're on. You're not worried about me. So I think at this point I just made my way around. Found, I think I trying to, my mind right now was trying to get to a vehicle so I can make my way over. Oh no, I was getting to the vault. That's what it was. I was going to go ahead and open the vault because I knew I needed to have a vault opening. I was only at 1 at that point. I heard people running around, so I wasn't sure if they were going to try to make their way in on me. So I was decided to throw business turret down just to give me some awareness if somebody was coming in. Since it was available to me right there. And I did loot this all up because I needed the gold. I heard somebody running around, but as long as that turret wasn't going off and I felt like they were above me, I wasn't completely worried about it. There was people fighting up there with each other. They never seemed to care about the fact that I was down here. So I don't know what that was all about. I think I had like 10 or 15 health I needed to get, so I went ahead and did that. Get myself up full health. Shots had stopped. Didn't hear anybody walking around. So I was making my way out. Now it's trying to get to a vehicle immediately. So that I could make my way to the rail yard. I started to go there, but then I saw the Jeep, so I grabbed the Jeep. I heard shots over here. I wasn't completely sure where they were. Decided to loot all the stuff I could loot here real quick. Saw this guy. He wanted to start shooting at me, so I made my way, got myself using the vehicle to block off, and just sort of used it as my protection. This vehicle is damaged. I knew we were right here at this one, so I decided to run it down real quick and then jump vehicles. From this point on in the game, I pretty much used a vehicle strat the rest of the game. to be honest. Which was very valuable at the end when I decided that would help me actually get the victory. But yeah. Right here, I am pulling up the map and selecting where it was, so I would had on my mind where I was going. I decided to see this guy. He didn't seem to be concerned. I think this was pretty much a bot. The previous one may have been kind of a bot too. I don't really know. I knew that one was. I knew I needed to get a cache. It was part of one of the quests, so I quickly did a cache steal on this. Which then was allowed me to finish that quest, so then I just went on because I didn't really need the cache. That's what I'm saying. I was mainly focused on quest this game. I was really not focused on trying to win. It wasn't until I got to up here to Valerio, whatever, and started taking her out. And by that time, the storm had really got focused around that area. All of the players were left, and this was a really good. This actually was a really good lobby. The last 10 players, particularly, were all, you know, good players. There were no bots left at the end. It was all players, and they were all pretty decent. I would say most of them were my level or potentially even better. So here I'm focusing to try to get out Valeria. Pause for a sec. How'd the game go?
Not good.
Pause. You play?
10 to 2.
Ooh, wow. Not that bad. I'll come talk to you.
Hey, bro.
Give me a little few. Sorry, my daughter just came in from her softball game. All right, so where were we? I started fighting. Is her name Valerie? Whatever. Anyways, I feel like, and I feel like she is probably, I don't, maybe you have a different view, but I feel like she is was most more than likely, I think, considered probably the hardest boss on the map. For me, she most certainly was. I hardly ever came here. I hardly ever worried with her. Um, I, because I always felt like, um, I always felt uh, like Oscar. Well, most certainly Peter was the easiest. Um, Oscar was probably next. I feel like those two everybody went to, like, quickly. And even Montague out here, I feel like he was concentrated pretty heavily for the most part. Um, Nisha probably was next, and then Valeria. Because I feel like she was. the hardest one to really take on, and for multiple reasons. For one, her whole this area right here. This whole area of this reckless railways almost seemed like for me come across like almost like a tilted towers of this season. Like it was it's kind of a weird setup. It's kind of, and hard to manage some of the buildings. This building particularly is so close quarters, and even though you can get up and level above and try to get shots down, but for some reason she always has lots of henchmen. They aim to be targeted way better on you than most other henchmen, especially like the ones from Peter. That they were never you hardly ever had to worry about them. Even Oscars, they didn't seem to ever aim up very well. But for some reason, for me, this group of AI henchmen, for some reason, or society whatever henchmen, were just better. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing, and it may not be the case at all. But for me, it felt like they were better. They always seemed to aim better, hit you more accurately and punishingly. I don't know. It just seemed, and then even her, she seemed to be strong. In my opinion, her shots were more effective a lot of the time. But that could just be me. But anyway, that's just my kind of opinion and thought. And the reason why I never really worried about coming here. I usually didn't go to reckless railways unless I was just passing through. Um, because the storm pushed me that way or whatever. But and maybe that was my fault. If I dropped there more, I would have known it better. Probably could have gotten some better strategies on taking her out. Because I did drop on the others way more than here. So that just might be all it is. But anyway. So this took a while. Not to mention, in the midst of fighting her, I did start to get third party. There was another player that got up in here and started also targeting me. That one right there. So they, I do feel like that may have been a bot. The Peter was probably a bot. But he was getting some shots on me, so bot or not, it was certainly. So I had to get out. I had to do a lot of evading, a lot of running around, trying to get, confuse the bots and confuse the player. Here comes a player. I think I scared him enough with the, for some reason they took off. I don't know why, just be pulling up the turtles, thing scared him enough, but for some reason they were. Or maybe the fact that I did have a medallion, and they thought I was a more challenged player because of that, and they were a little bit more concerned. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know why. But for some reason they took off. They felt disadvantaged. I said at this point I'm trying to mess around. I'm still trying to take her out. I wasn't quite sure where the Peter had went. I was allowing the medallion to do the healing on my shield as much as I could. I saw there was another player here, so I was also kind of trying to pay attention to them. I knew they were there. This right here is where I thought I was dead. I ain't gonna lie. I really did think I was about to die here. Because I was trying to get up out of the way and like splash myself, but then somebody got a shot on me right here. That threw me off. But I was able to get a little bit of fuzz so that I could get a leap and get out. I shielded back up here completely and did not get pushed. I was surprised that they didn't push me. I thought the one that was on the building was going to try to push me, but they didn't. So now I'm trying to cool down, kind of calm. You know, I've got the medallions. But I did want to get back into the vault. So if I remember right, I think I took an attempt to get to the vault and open it. Because I was thinking that I needed another vault opening, although I forgot that the quest was to do it in separate matches. So it didn't really even count. But nevertheless, I was trying to get back into the vault because I was thinking in my mind that I needed to do it for the quest. I knew I had 2 medallions at this point. So I knew I was being watched. I knew I could be seen. There could be somebody down here waiting for me. Luckily there wasn't. Oh, God, never mind. I do remember this now. I was thinking that there wasn't. There was another medallion player who had 2 medallions. So at this point now I have 4 medallions. Then I'm taking my selection because they were loaded. I was taking my selection of what I wanted. I was also dealing with Storm, but I wanted to get in the vault, so I went around, went back into the vault. Wanted to see what was in here. I think I was looking for health, yeah, because I was down to, I think, around 60 something in health or something. I did wind up grabbing those patches right there. And then took my run because I wanted to get some more ammo. Just trying to make sure that I was loaded up in ammo. Then I made my way out. Trying to get myself at least 100% on field. Now I'm just trying to watch myself. I knew there was, I think at this point there's about 5 players left. I spot the one up on the top up there, which is the one that, I wanted to say was the one that came at me earlier. May not have been, but I knew that I recognized that they were yellow. I thought it may have been the same one that came at me before and then ran away. So I knew that they were over there. I thought I heard shots or something, I think, off to this side, so I thought there was somebody over the other way. They had knocked some of my shield off, so I was trying to finish that back up. I was listening to the guy move, so I knew he was moving away. I was trying to follow him. Trying to pay attention and see where people were going. I was watching Storm, so at this point, so Storm, as you can see, was circled around me, or the next Storm, right? So Storm was getting ready to move around me. I knew that there was players over here. I didn't really know about these, but I knew that there was players right here. So what I did was try to make my way um over here because I heard people shooting or maybe they were about to shoot or something like that. So I moved over here. I thought there was actually I heard shots from over here, so I was going to try to sneak up behind whoever was over here and try to get some, third party it basically. But I had to be smart about it because I don't think at this point I was still at like 75 on my health. I knew that there was somebody at the building there, and then I heard shots coming from over on this building. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna get over here, see if I can get behind them, catch them off or something. I see my yellow guy still over there, and they're playing around the ceiling, the roof. So I was trying to see if I could get a couple. I think I tried to make a couple of shots at them. Got some pretty decent shots on, made them, saw that so they shielded up a little bit. That was just not still a good thing, because now they have less shield for when they get, going again. This person I didn't know was here. They snuck up on, I think I got turned around here and saw somebody was coming in. Was it this? Maybe I'm mistaken for another. Yeah, I found the banana. I was trying to get a little bit more white health on me. Maybe I was thinking about another match. They tried coming up on me, but I didn't want to play that. I didn't want to fight that right now. I wanted to get away, get better positioning. Didn't know that I was, yeah, this person right here was running around. I was trying to get a position on them where I could fight. I knew I had the other ones to my, I had this other guy over here, so, I know that I'm to this side. I know that there's at least this guy and another one off to my left. They could potentially fight each other. So I was trying to pay attention to my left and to pay attention to this guy. I decided to swap to a ballistic just in case I needed the protection. And I swapped to the blades. Because I feel like they're just a little bit, I don't know. I think they're about the same, but I feel like they're just slightly better. Here I was trying to get Storm. So this is where I'm trying to slide over, follow the storm. The storm's coming over in here. I'm feeling like everybody's behind me. Over this side of the hill. So until he gets that shot. When he gets that shot, I'm like, oh, okay, there you are. I didn't know where the other person was until that happened. But now you've got this guy coming around. So now, okay, I know that I have circle. I've got all the other three guys in front of me, so I know there's nobody behind me. Now I'm just backing up and trying to keep them in front of me. Trying to hopefully make them fight. They get in the vehicle with me. I decide to grab back in. Now, I'm not sure at this point whether they knew I was there. It wasn't until right here I realized that they probably knew I was there and was trying to mess me up in Storm. So now it just become, I know this guy's in here. I know the other two are over there. So my main focus is this person. But I'm also trying to, I also know there's a big potential for the others to third party in. I'm hoping they're fighting each other, but you just never know when somebody's gonna evade a fight, and then to maybe hope that they can, I don't know, get something off somewhere else better or easier. You never know. But I'm trying to concentrate this guy. I know they're inside, so I'm trying to get a little peek shots on them. I'll pop them there. I tried to get a pop there, didn't get it. This guy, oh my goodness. My fault, y'all. Thought I was still on the pause. Lost volume too. All right, so yeah, I know that. So he comes back into the house. I decided to drop down. I get the shot right here. Missed the shot here. I went up on the house, messed them up. I heard somebody coming from this side. So I thought they were, I knew they were trying to probably 30 party in. I dove back down, tried to get, I think I did get a shot on them. Got a couple of shots here. Now, I'm like, okay, let's, I'm trying to play the storm. I see where the storm circle is, so I'm trying to get to the storm circle and make them come to me. So I'm getting a couple of shots on them while they're trying to get shots on each other. At this point, I think the one that went off into storm over there, I think he died in storm, or either he got shot, one or the other. So it's just me and the guy that just jumped up on the tree. So I'm like, okay, no, they're up on the tree. We're gonna go back to this vehicle, and so now I'm just waiting on storm. So I'm trying to feed to the storm. They're playing in the tree. They're not wanting to get down. So now I'm going for storm, getting out. They make a couple of shots. I come out. There they are. I get in the vehicle and do my little ins and outs. So I come out, get a. They're also trying to go in and out. Get a shot on them here, bounce back in, come out, get a shot there, jump around, and get my kill there. So it was kind of a play between, doing the car strat and the vehicle strat, getting in and out. Which I felt like they were attempting a little bit themselves. I should have got the shot there, and I was trying to get a shot there, but it just didn't seem to be working very well. They got chaotic. I was trying to stay controlled as much as I could. And the crazy thing was, usually in those moments, even for me, like when it gets down to that many people and the fact that we were in these moving circles, I mean, that's pretty deep into game. I start to get nervous usually, and in a lot of cases I'll get nervous in this situation, especially when it gets down to the last two or three. But for some reason in this match, I guess it was because of the constant like concentration I had on trying to stay in the vehicle and stay working towards storm and trying to get them to come to me, trying to get them to fight each other, but also, making it to where they had to come to me. For some reason I never got nervous in this entire game. Well, I was actually more nervous back fighting area in that whole like discombobulated moment especially when the Peter come in. Um, uh, I was more nervous there than I was in this end game, and I guess, like I said, but I guess it's because I was so concentrated on trying to work that, and I'm like, you know what, if I can play this correctly, you know, and I've had a few instances where I made the attempt to do the in and out strat with the vehicle, jump out, shoot, jump back in, jump out, shoot, jump back in. Um, and I didn't pull it off successfully in a lot of the other instances. I mean, I've done it a couple of times decently, but it was usually when the player was already pretty low, and so I didn't have to shoot but once or twice, and they were dead. Usually just once. It never was like where I was using that strat to take out a player completely, like, you know, that was probably decently health wise. Um, but I assumed at this point, because they were, you know, up in the tree, they probably had some heals. That's probably what they were doing up in the tree, is trying to use up what sources they had for heals. Um, and I knew at that point that I was in pretty good shape health wise. Um, but that I was probably in for at least a decent fight here. You know, if and because they were very acrobatic, they were, you know, moving around pretty well too, for the most part. What I'd seen them do previous in the game. Um, but yeah, this was the if for some reason though in this end game I didn't get nervous at all, and I was like, you know what, if as long as I do this correctly, I've got the advantage here. Um, and it paid off. So this was a fun, one of the most fun matches, even though it was seemed so chaotic. It was one of the most fun matches I've had this season particularly. And ended up in a victory, which I didn't even go into the this match attempting for that. So that was pretty cool. Anyways, but yeah, that was that. Um, so hope you enjoyed that. Kind of in my head what I was thinking, where I was going. Like I said, most half the match was focused on doing quests. I wasn't even trying to really play. The reason why I only had 5 kills so in the game, um, you know, because I was focusing on beating the bosses and trying to get quests. I wasn't even, like I said, worried about trying to win. Um, uh, but it paid off in the end. It wasn't really until I took out Valerie or Valeria, whatever her name is, and um, uh, well, actually, it was when I took them out, got evaded that pivotal point where I thought I was gonna die. I mean, I was so close. I thought I was gonna die. And I escaped and got away and healed up. Um, and because I panicked in that moment, I really in the whole game that I straight up panicked. Um, and then getting back into the vault when I got surprised by the one in the vault or in the room beside the vault. Um, that threw me off for a second, but I felt confident enough in that moment that I could take them out. And once I took them out and I got those other 2 medallions, I was sitting there thinking, okay, like, you know, we got 4 medallions here. This is going to help me stay shielded up pretty well. And I'm looking at, like, I think at that point, then there was like 5 or 6 people left. I think it was about 5 people left. And I was like, okay, you know what? I actually have a chance here. Like, um, let's go for the win now. Like that's when I flipped from worrying about quest and worrying about whatever to actually, like, you know what? Now let's play in game. Um, and so yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed that.